The DFW area, going to a hair appointment. I think I'm gonna chop it. Caked in, and so I'm just like chilling in the bathroom. Como se dice? My husband and I are in DFW area for my little sister's basketball tournament. It's her name is Kate. It's his little sister, my sister-in-law, but I call her my sister. So quiet times look a little differently. I tried to do some this morning, but I had to leave the house at like literally like 6:45, 6:30. So it was early, and I don't wake up early anymore really, and so I got a little bit done this morning. But I'm trying to fill in real quick in the car a little bit more before my appointment, but I realized that I forgot a pencil. So the actual writing in my Bible will have to wait, but I have been writing in my church notes journal for my quiet time. So, fun times. I have found that whenever I read my Bible and I find information from like the original language, it makes me feel a lot closer to the Lord. So I really enjoy doing that. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm about to go into a hair appointment. I think I'm gonna chop it. My hair is this long right now. It doesn't look super long, but it has grown quite a bit since I chopped it last, because I also did a chop between the one of my wedding and then one of my friends cut my hair for me, and it was short, and so it's grown again. But I think I'm gonna get like up here and like maybe some face framing, because my hair is also up in a bun right now. I need to wash my hair. I hope that this person doesn't mind, because this is my first time ever seeing them. So, but I am going to finish this some more later because I don't have a pencil, and yeah, and then we'll chat after I'm out of my hair appointment, and you can tell me what you think of my hair. I'm hiding in the bathroom because I'm here really early, and my social anxiety kicked in, and so I'm just like chilling in the bathroom. I'm gonna go out now. Face the music. Of my hair.
Looks great.
Do you like it?
Uh-huh, I do.
It's chopped. I feel like it's so short. Is it cute, guys? Do y'all think it's cute? This is the hair. Bop, 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 bop. So this is the hair, folks. It's so much shorter than I thought it was going to be, but I do like it. I have been going through some change this month, and I felt like my haircut, I need a haircut to reflect some of that, because I feel like hair holds memories, and so just to have a little bit of a chop was really nice. So just to talk to y'all about a little bit about like some updates and just stuff that's been happening this month. I lost my job that I had, and so I went through like a lot of struggle with that and trying to figure out like what I did wrong and like what I could do better, because it was kind of unexpected, and it just was really rough. And some of the things that were said like as I was losing my job were just deeply personal to me, and some of the beliefs that I have about myself, and so it was just hard. But I lost it like towards the beginning of February, and I do have a new job lined up that I start in May, but I just have to figure out what to do. Like I had to figure out what to do between now and then, and like how to realign where I feel like my purpose is. And to be completely truthful, the job that I was in, I didn't feel very like purposeful in it, but I felt at least like I had a job, and so it felt like I was doing something right. But so that is a big change that has happened this month, and I feel like with that came a lot of just reassessing where I have my identity, like what my identity lies in, and like what my comfortability has been doing, and just like different things that like challenge me to grow. I feel like I can see the screen on my glasses, so I keep moving. I'm gonna take them off, and maybe that'll help. So I've just been really trying to dive into like where do I want to find my purpose and like where do I want to find these different things. And so I've had a lot of time to be more introspective this month, which has been really good, but it has also promoted like some of like my own mind. Sometimes whenever I don't take my thoughts captive, I can go spiraling into thoughts that I don't want to have. And so I was struggling a lot with like feeling like I still had purpose at the beginning of this month and like doing just different things like that. But I did feel better because I will say this is like the first time that a big thing like has happened like this that was also somewhat personal, and I didn't spiral into what I used to before I had gone and worked through some things that I worked through in therapy. And so I am really glad that I have that foundation now, so that whenever big things and hard things happen, like losing a job or losing different things, I don't feel like my whole world is falling apart. So that has been something that I've been like really diving into and trying to understand more of. I feel like February kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone because I was just like really used to being in that comfort, in that zone of feeling like that is where I was supposed to be, or I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, so I didn't have to worry about different things. And so I feel like this month has really remade my mind rely on what the Lord says about me instead of what humans say about me, because you can't rely on a world that sacrificed a perfect man. With that, I also was running at the beginning of the year a lot, and I did hurt both of my ankles the other day. It was like towards the end of January, beginning of February. I was running with my friend's dog and I tripped over him, and with that, like the tendons on the lateral side of my left ankle and the medial side of my right ankle, both of those are really inflamed and irritated. And then my toe, like my second toe, that's next to my big toe on my left foot, I don't know if I broke it, if I sprained it or what, but so my feet have been hurting and I have to be more careful with that. And so I think that like the Lord allowed those things to happen. I don't think the Lord causes bad things to happen. I think that he allows bad things to happen because that is a consequence of like our fallen nature, of our sin. And so like that was another thing. And so I felt like I kind of lost running, and I noticed that I was starting to put a lot of my worth into it again, like having a job and doing things with my job and running and like just different things. And I've struggled a lot with that in the past. So I feel like the Lord has grabbed my attention again in a very loving way, as a father would his son or his daughter, and just says like, I have more for you, like focus on me, and like your worth doesn't belong within these shelled or whatever. I feel like the lighting is terrible in this room. This lighting is better. I traded spaces. And also, if you see the background, I'm at my in-laws' house, and so it's not my normal background or what it looks like, but I am in the guest room / game room, and so I'm where we're sleeping, and I am a procrastinator, so I need to record this video here. So I feel like the Lord has really been like taking my thoughts captive and like just really trying to remind me to rely on where he stands about me, and like what it is, like I should find my worth in him and not in people or in tasks or different things that I can do. And so I feel like that's something that the Lord has really placed on my heart and challenged me with this month. Another area of life that I feel like I need to be really careful about is I don't want to be a nagging wife. I feel somewhat like I can be sometimes. To be completely vulnerable with you, I feel like I'm nagging sometimes, and I don't really know how to get out of that. We're about to hit 1 year. In May 2025, we will have been married for a year, and I feel like sometimes whenever we get out of that quote-unquote honeymoon phase, except I don't think that we're out of it. I don't know how to explain it. I would still give my right arm for him, and I love him so much, and I am just so thankful. But I do feel like there's times where we bicker more than we used to, which is like normal. I think people do that, but I am trying to figure out how in myself to not become so easily offended, or I don't want to be a nagging wife. I don't. I've seen some people be that way, and I've heard some men talk about like when their wife nags them and different things like that, and I don't want that to be Sean's experience with having a wife. And so I struggle a little bit with that, to figure out like how to relate better, or like I just sometimes wish that I have a habit in life of wishing that I knew now what I would know in like 10 years, because then I could make different decisions, or I could make different choices, or I could know better. But I also think like obviously that's part of growing, and like hindsight is 2020 vision, and so like we'll see, we'll see in the future what we could have done differently. Like I even know differently now that I could have done from last week, or like just different things like that. And so I don't know. I think that it's a complex balance, a mix of life. So if you are a woman or a man and you have anything that you've learned in marriage that you would tell a newlywed of how to instill that, and then maybe like a, como se dice, like a like practical steps to take to implement that into a marriage, because that would be cool. Because I want to always honor the Lord with our marriage, and I want to honor the Lord in my friendships and just different things like that. And I think in the world we live in, it can be very easy to get sidetracked about that. This weekend we are at a basketball tournament for my sister-in-law, but I call her my sister. She's my younger sister because none of this in-law stuff. I love her like she's my own. We're at my sister's tournament this weekend. She plays basketball and she's very good at it, and she is a freshman in high school. She's homeschooled, so their grades work differently than those of us who are public schooled. But anyway, so she's super awesome. She's so good at it. And so we're watching her this weekend, and it's really fun. I went to a game this morning at like 8 a.m. And then I'm going to go to one at like 3:45 p.m. I think is today's. And so that's good. And then tomorrow she'll have different ones based off of the different things that they score, like different like winnings and stuff. They won the one this morning. I don't really know if they already have the schedule set in place because of that or not. I don't really have that much experience with homeschool stuff like firsthand because I was public schooled, and also I just kind of go with the flow. So it's been my life. I feel like we just are chatting and catching up because I literally feel like I haven't talked to y'all in forever. I've kind of thought about trying to do 2 videos a month instead of 1, just because I am in that season of being able to do a few more, but I just want to be able to be consistent no matter what I give y'all. And I feel like I can give you longer videos sometimes if I do 1 a month, but I don't know. So I think that you should let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you're thinking. What's your vibe? Do you like longer videos that are like 20 to, or like 30 to 40 minutes, or would you prefer like 15 to 20? What's your vibes? Because I'd love to know that. That would help me a lot, actually, know how to best help you guys. I also am trying to slim down a little bit before a wedding that I'm in May. My friend and Sean's friend, best friend, are getting married, and we're in their wedding. And so I'd like to feel a little bit healthier before then. I'm tired of feeling unhealthy, and like it's a normal choice. Like it's a choice to choose if you're gonna be healthy or not. And it's hard, but like so is feeling not healthy and feeling overweight. And so you got to kind of choose your hard. I think I'm in the space to where I'm ready to choose differently. I've also been doing the Creighton tracking model, Creighton something. It's for fertility and tracking cycles, monthly cycles, and trying to get stuff figured out. Because if you don't know, I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. I am trying to manage my cycles more naturally because I have tried birth control before and I hated it. And then I just really would feel better about my body not having to ingest medication to be functioning as a normal body would. And so I'm trying to figure out those things too. But yes, alas, here we are. It's kind of crazy how life can work out sometimes. I also started book club this month. We've been reading Not a Fan book club, like in book club. Not a Fan by Kyle Idleman. It's this book, if you don't know it, Not a Fan. And it's essentially about like becoming a follower instead of a fan of Jesus, like a fan of Jesus. Like, it's like an enthusiastic admirer, but a follower is somebody that would actually give something up for Jesus. And so I have read the student version of this book. I read it at the beginning of this year, but I wanted to read the updated and expanded adult version of this book because I feel like some of the, como se dice? Some of the examples and like applicable things in this book would be better for an adult from the adult book, because I'm not in school anymore and I'm not dating anymore, and so just different things like that. And so we've been reading this in book club, the book club that I started. It's me and 2 other girls, and I also have on Goodreads, it's the Bookshelf Society. You can join it and be a part of book club. You just won't be in it in person, but we'd love for you to join. Here's this on Goodreads. I've heard some people say that Goodreads is a dated like book tracker, book app. I don't know, that apparently there are more, but I've literally, ever since I started loving reading and like also had a phone and realized that you could track books, I've only used Goodreads and used Goodreads solely. And so that's probably what I'm going to keep using. Hate to break it to you. So yeah, we've been reading this. We are on chapter, we just got through chapter 7. And so we're moving on to part 2, an invitation to follow. And so even if you don't join this month for the book club, or this month's, I think we'll finish by the end of March. Even if you don't want to use this or do this book with us, you can do the next book with us that I don't know what it is yet, but we will vote on it soon, and hopefully it'll be something that you like and that we can read together. This is a nonfiction book, and it's not honestly very often that I read nonfiction. It has to be usually like a Christian book or a book that just is like really good. Like I'll read, like for example, I really want to read The Third Gilmore Girl by, I think her name is Kelly. She's the grandma on Gilmore Girls, Emily Gilmore. And it's her memoir of her life, and I would love to read that. And like just different like memoirs and things like that. I really like those. And I like nonfiction in the way of like Christian growth. So like some of C.S. Lewis's books, I like those. Kyle Idleman is a slay. I like his book. I mean, I have only read his Not a Fan book. I don't know if he has other ones or whatever, but I do like those. And so yeah, just different things like that. I have noticed that since I got out of school, like out of college even, that nonfiction books have become slightly more interesting to me because it doesn't feel like a textbook anymore. It's something that I choose to read. And so I kind of like that, and I kind of dig that as well. I feel like I've been yapping with y'all for a while. I feel like today was a little bit of a shorter video, but I just want you to know I love you guys, and I'm really thankful you're here. Y'all mean the world to me, and I hope that you know that. If you've made it this far in the video, comment like a book and a yeehaw emoji, like the cowboy. Comment these 2 emojis, okay? And I would love to see y'all in my next video. Let me know in the comments down below also if you would like more often videos, or if you like the once a month videos. I'll see what I can do and jive with. And I just want you to know I love you guys, and more importantly, Jesus loves you so much, and you're literally made in the image of God, and you're beautifully and wonderfully made, and if the Lord loves you, how could I not? So I love you guys so much, and I hope that you have a splendid day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Little sister, his little sister, our sister, my sister, month, February in May 2025, everyone looks tall to me because I'm like 5'3", but especially her. Like I think she's like 6 foot, and so she's really tall. You gotta kind of choose your hard, and I think I'm in the